Alright everybody, good evening. Dr. Incompetent here, getting ready to make another run at this tournament for version 2.5, and I'm going to use a Gargoyle fighter because I've been having some issues in the tournament, dying on Zot 5 with 3 runes to Orbs of Fire and the like, because I haven't done a 3 rune run in so long that I forgot how hard the content is there, unless, you know, you are incredibly overpowered after already having gathered 15 runes and superb gear. So what I thought is, let's try to snag a victory in the tournament before it collapses, and instead of trying to go as fast as possible and get a bunch of 3 rune wins, let's just get a nice, slow, methodical 15 rune victory. Now, one of my first 15 rune victories was indeed with Gargoyle, and let's talk about why you might want to play a Gargoyle, especially if you have designs on the late game. Not to say that you would need to do extended and try to get more than 3 runes, but if you wanted to, you could do far worse than Gargoyle. So the thing about Gargoyle, and I'm looking at the Crawl wiki here, is that they start with an insane amount of innate abilities, passive bonuses, or abilities that you don't need to activate, to just sit there and help your character. And I think the wiki summarizes it well by saying that individually these aren't really game breaking, but put together as a package, and you have kind of an insanely powerful race. In fact, it's rated as one of the easiest and most powerful races in the game, and for these reasons. So first of all, Gargoyles receive an innate boost to armor class. So they get a AC bonus that just kind of goes up with them and stacks on to whatever armor that you're wearing. Amazing. Increased GDR. Alright, GDR, if you recall, or if you're not familiar with it, just go ahead and bring this page up on Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup's wiki and click on GDR. But effectively that is called, that refers to guaranteed damage reduction. Alright, so GDR is saying, alright, you hit me with an attack that armor class can mitigate. Well, I'm going to immediately just reduce that by a set amount, which is GDR, and then I'm going to randomly generate another level of mitigation that's based on my AC and subtract that all together. So AC is tremendous, but GDR has no variability. It'll do the same thing every time, and so that reliability is insane. Okay, so a Gargoyle's GDR is calculated as though the base AC of the body armor they are wearing is 5 greater. So that is amazing. The base armor class, or the base AC of an armor, is a good way to think about how heavy an armor is and how durable it is and how well it's going to absorb hits. The bigger that is, the tankier you're going to get, and it caps out at crystal plate. So we'll look at this chart in a second. Petrification resistance. Gargoyles cannot be petrified because, you know, they're already stone. So that's just a nice little bonus. It's not game breaking, but it's nice. Rot resistance. So rot used to be a thing. It's not really, but they were immune to it. They are immune to poison. Okay, so think about how many times you've been poisoned, how annoying that is, and how it could stack up and outright kill a character if you don't have a potion of curing or other means of getting rid of that handy. They don't worry about it. So again, on its own, that's really nice. Not game defining, but really, really nice. And then also when you think about the fact that you don't have to worry about trying to get pieces of gear that will even do this for you, it opens up the options of gear that you can use, because you're not like, well, I have to have, you know, resist poison on. Same thing with electricity resistance. They already come with resist electricity on them. So don't worry about that. That's taken care of. Oh, by the way, they also get a resist negative energy of 1 pip out of the gate. So you can start to see how ridiculous Gargoyle becomes, alright? Additionally, Gargoyles take half normal damage when affected by Torment. So later in the game, when you're doing Extended and things are tormenting you, they get this like half off the top that does stack with other effects that reduce the damage of Torment, like pips of resist negative energy, for example. Gargoyles don't have to breathe, that's okay. And they can't worship the undead. They can't worship Uredalemnal, the undead summoning god. That's fine. Okay. Now, what this doesn't say, however, is that at an expense of all this awesomeness is the fact that Gargoyles have not the best aptitudes at their skills, and they also get way less hit points than other classes. So we'll talk about that in a second. Here's how your armor class and GDR scale up. And then here's a chart saying, oh, if you're in Crystal Plate, you know, whose base is 14, your GDR in Crystal Plate is normally 48%, and it bumps up to 58% if you're a Gargoyle wearing Crystal Plate. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. Now, they get Strength or Intelligence every 4th level. Here's the deal. 20% less hit points than average. So they're flimsy. And early on, that is a big deal. So you might have a lot of Gargoyles that die early to a big hit from like an Ogre or something like that. But once you get them going, they become nuts. But that low HP is always something you have to be mindful of. They also can fly, and at level 14 you can just evoke flight whenever you want and just stay flying for as long as you want, which is sweet. There's so many parts in the game where it's good to fly over lava or water or whatever. However, just be careful if you're flying and you're around an enemy that can cast airstrike or other spells or abilities that wreck flying things. Turn your flight off. Okay? Alright, so I think that's enough information about the race itself. Remember, just bring this up if you're curious, but we'll kind of talk about things as we go, and let's just dive into the game. Alright, so I'm going to just bump in here, and I'm going to pick Gargoyle, and you can see from their lists that you could play a caster very easily and be a really like hardy caster wearing some nice armor and casting spells, and that's certainly something that is, you know, well recommended. But I'm going to go for a real straightforward play with something I'm the most comfortable with and just be a fighter. Okay? And you can see right out of the gate, although they tell you that Gargoyles are amazing at being fighter, or they at least put that in white as a, you know, premium choice, look at the aptitudes. They're bad with a lot of things. -1 isn't the end of the world, but it's not fun. So I'm going to choose Flail because it's 0. Also, I like maces. You can get a big old mace of protection and just become almost impossible to kill with pure melee damage, given the rest of your gear. So, first things first, as I start out here, I'm going to push M. I'm going to turn my skills from auto to manual by, you can just click it, or you can push the / here. Or actually, that's the /. I apologize. Or, I probably got it wrong both times. Anyway, that's what you push, this key, to switch it to manual. And then I like to have fighting, maces, or whatever weapon you choose, armor and shields on from the rip. You'll notice that they actually do have a +1 aptitude to armor, shields, and fighting. Fighting is something that you really want to get going because you need the extra hit points badly. I am, however, going to push B and distribute most of my experience. I'm going to focus on maces and flails. The reason being, if you go into my inventory and you look at the flail, its base accuracy is 0. It does have a big old base damage of 10, which, you know, you're going to crush something if you hit it, which is great. But early in the game, your accuracy is in question. And snakes, even though they can't poison you or high evade things, become a real problem. And so I want to just make sure that I'm a little bit better at hitting things, because I need to kill stuff fast, given the fact that I only have 14 hit points. Okay, so we are level 2, and I have 19 hit points. So you start to see how this goes. You are going to, by the end of the game, have a hit point total much lower than what you might be accustomed to if you're playing, say, a Hill Orc or a Minotaur or some other, like, traditional fighter-type class. Alright, so let's just beat the crap out of some people. And, okay, so we've leveled up to level 3. Gargoyles are bad at dexterity, but who cares? Dexterity is not a very important stat. At least for, you know, most of the builds that I go with. It's generally regarded as the worst of the 3 stats. And to be honest, intelligence too. I'm going pure fighter, so I don't really care. We need strength for all kinds of reasons. We're going to be wearing some big old heavy armor and using some big old shields, and we want to hit things and do more damage, all while being defensive minded. So strength is our stat, and we will raise that with every single level up that we get with this character. We might get intelligence on those 4th level, every 4 levels, but that's fine, whatever. My intelligence at 8 is already high enough for me to not have to worry about getting too many detriments from having my intelligence drained by one of those upsetting floating brains or something like that. So let's not worry about it. Okay, so, hey, we found Sigmund, alright? Now, one thing you're going to notice with Sigmund is that his name appears red. The kobold and the frilled lizard are jokes, so their names color code as gray because they are bad. So I'm going to pick up this scroll, and I'm going to look at my map over here. And this teal dot is what we need for the staircase up. The magenta is the staircase down. So let's just move back to the staircase up. I am just actively running away from Sigmund. However, I miscalculated, pushed the wrong key, allowed the staircase to get blocked, and Sigmund is invisible and wreaking havoc. So what I need to do then is actually... Okay, we got a glimpse of him. I'm actually going to have to go down. Just to avoid Sigmund for the time being. And that's a huge bummer. However, Sigmund will just end my adventure if I'm not careful. I do have a potion of might. Actually, I have 3 of them, so I picked up a bunch. Those are great. But if he goes invisible, then what? Pray that I hit him? Pray that I can find the square that he's on when he's swinging with his scythe and I only have 24 hit points? I don't think so. Luckily, I'm early enough in the game that you might find yourself in this similar situation. Just skip Sigmund. he's on Dungeon 2, okay? And going down from Dungeon 2 to Dungeon 3, okay, I'm fighting Egypt. I am going to just drink a Potion of Might right here to make sure I can kill this guy, because he's going to give me a whole bunch of experience. You see my maces and flails go up, I level up to 4, and I luckily got a strength instead of an intelligence with my 4th level, so that's good. Yay! I'm going to pick up these stones so I can throw them at people, okay? Now, as I was saying, there's not that much difference between Dungeon 2 and Dungeon 3, so there's no shame in just saying, you know what, Sigmund's on Dungeon 2, I'm just going to avoid it like the plague until I'm powerful enough to go up there and take him down. Now, there's another school of thought, which is to say that, hey, it's early enough in the adventure that you can just go try to fight him, and if he kills you, just reboot. You haven't lost that much. And I totally understand that, but I'm trying to play smart. And I don't want to restart at this point unless, you know, things happen. Now, I'm already getting hurt pretty badly because, well, this guy's got a -2 mace, but he's still connecting with it, right? So what we can do, I've got a bunch of scrolls, and I've got this, and then I do have a wand of digging that I somehow picked up. I'm in this pretty good spot, though. And if things start to get real nuts, I can run away. But I think I can just swing and take these guys out and just do this really slowly. As I say, really slowly, I get slowed by the wizard, which is a beautiful touch. But we don't have to worry, because everyone's dead, and we're at full health. Now, we are currently wearing scale mail, which is pretty good, but let me see what's here. So I'm going to push G to just try to pick up and see if there's anything that's worth my attention. There's a +4 dagger, and that's not worth it. Okay. So another situation with 3 orcs down a hallway, so we can just step back here and say hello, and just kind of swing, and just, I'm swinging slowly, I'm not even using tab, and I just got blasted by a puff of frost from his spell, which is a shame. Oh, by the way, check this out. I'm going to push Shift A to list my innate abilities. Look at that. Not too shabby, right? Okay, and then I'm going to push over here, and you can see my resist poison, and that was by the way, I got there by pushing Shift 5, has an infinity symbol. It's not even like resist poison where you normally get it and you get a plus sign when you get a piece of gear indicating you have it, but you can still get poisoned. No, it's infinity because I can never be poisoned, no matter what. Alright, so that's just insane. So I also have some nice resist electricity and resist negative energy. And we're doing good. Armor class +4 just because I'm a gargoyle. Now I got confused, which is just a bummer. But hopefully we can start swinging at this guy. We really just need to land 1 or 2 hits on him. There we go. And he's dead. And he was trying to hit me with a -3 dagger, so that's pretty funny. Okay. I'm going to go back up here. Oh, we got a kobold coming at us. Kobold. Let's just let him come to us. I'm going to throw a rock at him. Try to hit him. Okay. Now. What's my throwing aptitude? -1. That's a shame. I'm going to read a bunch of scrolls. Okay, we got a scroll of identify. Fantastic. It's a potion of curing, so that's a very good get. Let's check out the other scrolls. It's a scroll of noise. So when I do a scroll of noise, I like to just move away from that location because everybody's going to want to come to the party. Now this bullfrog, I'm actually going to quaff a potion of might. Frogs are hard hitters, surprisingly. And hard hitters are things you want to look out for with a gargoyle early on. Because remember, you have much less of a hit point cushion than you might be used to. I'm going to push strength and go up to 22 strength. Just club that guy into oblivion. Okay. let's move over here, and let's then keep exploring. Okay. I'm going to identify these 2 green potions of cancellation. Well, those are useful in their place. And then I'm going to read, what's this stack of 2? Enchant armor. Terrific. Okay, so in this spot, I'm going to enchant my shield because I'm looking to upgrade my scale mail to chainmail or plate mail, preferably as fast as possible. And shields are much harder to come by. We want a tower shield, which is the bigger size shield at some point, but finding one of those early is highly unlikely. So I'm just going to enchant my shield, and that will boost my SH up here, like my armor class, my evade, and my shield up to 10. And that just means I block more frequently, and blocking is sensational. So we have 2 of those, and I'm going to put both of them on my shield. And, you know, you could make a very good argument that you should sandbag those for some better gear. But like I said early on, a Gargoyle is a little bit flimsy in my opinion, and so I just want to get as much boost out of the gate as I can get, because I would rather have an issue of, oh, I wish I would have saved that enchant armor scroll versus I'm dead and I have to start a whole new game. So I'm being a little bit, you know, less cautious with things like consumables early on because I haven't stabilized yet. Alright, let's read this one, Scroll of Fog, and then this one. Alright, I was really hoping for a Scroll of Enchant Weapon, just so I could get a little bit more accuracy boost, but what can you do? Alright, let's go down. Oh, okay, cool. A small lapis lazuli amulet. Let's identify this. Amulet of the Guardian Spirit. Terrific. Okay, so Amulet of the Guardian Spirit will allow me to share damage taken between my magic and my health. So it basically gives me like an extra amount of hit points equal to my magic points. And I don't have many, but remember, I'm a gargoyle, so that extra bit helps a lot. I mean, it's like a 12% boost or something around that. So I'm going to go ahead and put on this amulet. You'll notice when you put on the Amulet of Guardian Spirit, your magic points immediately drop off because they don't want you to just swap to this when you need it and have that extra reserve. You need to then rest and then get your magic back. Now watch this. I'm going to fight this hound, and if he gets a hit on me, you will see... Alright, well, okay, so there's a hit, right? And I got hit for 3 by the ooze. Nothing has been taken yet from my magic. But it will as the fight progresses. And so... Oh, well, here we go. Well, no, he didn't hit me. It's very much all or nothing with a flail early game. It's just because it does so much damage if you can connect. But the connecting is the bit. Alright, this guy's really slow, so I'm just going to throw a bunch of stones at him. And then hit him. And I socked him. Crushed that guy. Alright. Actually, let me look. Did I see some javelins earlier? No, but there's some poison darts. And let's get these. Oh, they're up by Sigma. Never mind. Let's not get those. Okay. Howler monkey. Howler monkeys howl, as you would expect, and they make a lot of noise, and it brings all the enemies around. Now, here's a spot where we have an ogre. And an ogre is not something I'm super happy to see because he could destroy me. However, if we can kill him, he will give us a lot of experience. So I'm drinking my potion of might to try to get him to get all that sweet experience in. And you can see I did just raise a level, and I got my maces and flails up to level 5, which is great. But there's another ogre, and I'm nearly at half health here, so I'm not going to risk it at all. I'm going to just walk up here. The ogre will come, but he's slower, and then I'm going to go back up the steps. I will take this orc with me, but that's fine. And I'm going to heal up. I'm going to go ahead and search for armor. So I'm just going to type in the word armor, spelling it the British way, and see what armor I've actually uncovered so far. And unfortunately, it's nothing that good. I'm going to go down a different staircase. One that I haven't gone down before, so that I don't walk into an ogre hitting me as I go down the steps, because that is quite painful. Alright. So I'm going to hit these guys and kill them. Kill this guy. Alright, let's move over here. I like to have a good amount of distance between me and the ogre, in case I see him, so I can pepper him. I still only have the wand of digging. Let's see what these scrolls are about. Oh, there we go. Good. Enchant weapon. I really wanted that to get the extra accuracy. Okay, so I am going to stand and fight. Well, actually, let me identify this potion. It's brilliance. Okay, that's not brilliant. All right, I'm going to throw some stones at this guy. I'm going to stand and fight him. And... okay, good. Very good. Luckily, that went really smoothly. I had a potion of curing if I had to use it, and then I also could have just run away. This dispersal trap would have made running either very easy or very hard. So there's a bit of uncertainty, I suppose, there. Ooh, and we have a scroll of blinking, which we didn't know about, but now we do. And here's another teleport scroll. Great. We need some escapability in case the proverbial feces hit the fan. Alright, we're getting hungry. That's fine. Okay, let's go down. By the way, if you're thinking about it, could I take Sigmund at this point? No. Maybe, I suppose, is the better answer. Maybe. But I'm not going to. I'm not going to risk it. There's no reason to do that. Alright, so I'm just going to drop my scroll, my potion of brilliance, and my scroll of amnesia. I do not need them at all right now. Okay, so here's a sky beast. Now you'll see the sky beast is yellow. He's actually pretty tough. Luckily, he does electrical damage sometimes, and so we don't really have to worry about that. What we have to worry about is the fact that he turns himself invisible, and that's just annoying. He's dead. Okay, so we've got a guy casting on us from afar. So I'm going to go around this corner and let these dudes kind of block the way. Now, he went invisible, but to our benefit, he came in here. Ooh, boy. Howler Monkey brought the party with him. So let me just look at my options. I don't need anything just yet, but in case I do, alright, there we go. There's one dead. I'm trying to kill this. Oh, this is terrible. Okay. This got a lot worse really fast. I'm going to read my scroll of teleportation right now, because the issue is I'm embedded in this. It's already hurting me a bit. Okay, I teleported, which is good. There's some chainmail, but I teleported by this ogre, which I'm not super pleased about. I need to... Wow, he gained the distance on me really quickly. I need a better space to fight this guy. Or, actually, I'm going to just do this. I'm going to go downstairs. And I don't really like doing that. But, as you can see, my hit points aren't great. And I am a gargoyle. Man, this necrophage is being a turkey. Okay, here we go. Now we can just fight these guys one-on-one with a lot more safety in that corridor. And we're back on D5. And I got my hit points back. And hey, I got intelligence, which is a shame, but I did get some chainmail. So I'm going to wear this chainmail. You'll see my armor class is 13, and it jumps up to 15 with the better armor. But the real thing, too, is to not forget about the fact that the GDR went up. So Alright, here's an Orc Priest, which I need to go up and just chill before he smites me too many times. Smiting is something that is probably in the top, like, if there was a top 5, it would be in the top 5. It might even be in the top 3 of things that you don't want to see as a Gargoyle, because smiting ignores your armor class and your GDR and your mitigation, and you have low hit points, so it's even more dangerous than it would be on another fighter type. I'm gonna back away and see if I can get a better angle at this, and I didn't, and that's bad. Alright, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna take this ogre with me, and he is gonna hit me. I'm gonna try to get him. Let me think here. Do I have any kind of potion? I do have a potion of curing. But I think I basically just have to keep swinging and pray that I can kill the guy first. I mean, that was... Sometimes you get into spots early in the game, especially when you have fewer options, where it's just, well, here I am, and I might die here, but I've got to just stand and swing. That was one of those spots, because I needed to get away from the priest, but I had to bring that guy up the stairs to do that, and he was going to get a free hit on me going up the steps, and I didn't have any teleporter blinking, so what am I going to do? I don't even have a potion of cure wounds that I know about. Ooh, I do have my enchant. I'm going to enchant my shield again, and then I'm going to identify one of my potions looking for a potion of heal wounds, which would bail us out. Let's back it down here, and then, you know, take care of these guys. All right, another identify. Let's identify this last potion. It's a potion of haste, which is very nice. All right, so we're getting flanked here. I want to kill the ooze as fast as possible, because as you can see, he corroded me. Corrosion is a nightmare. Oh, here's another corroder. Okay. If you're trying to play the melee game, because it hurts your slaying, which is your ability to hit and do damage, and it hurts your armor class, which is your ability to mitigate damage. So it's like the worst of both worlds, I guess is one way of putting it. I still just have this wand of digging and stones. Yeah, so I'm just gonna have to try to maybe get lucky. I didn't get lucky at all, and I'm getting just wailed on by this guy, but eventually we won. Now I want to just showcase something here when I kill this wizard. I'm gonna move over here really fast and rest. I'm gonna bring up my text. All right, let me go back to this ogre fight. Okay, so I threw all these stones. I missed him. He hit me with his club. Alright, and then I had an issue with heavy armor and a shield, and then my armor itself. And so I was like not able to actually hit him because of my armor, which is terrifying. Then he hit me, and I hit him. But here's where it comes in. I blocked him, and I blocked him. And then I blocked him and killed him. So basically, shields are amazing, and they saved my life in addition to my GDR. But early in the game, it was more important for me to just outright block his attack than to try to mitigate it, because with his strength and just the sheer amount of damage that his crap does, blocking it was key. I'm going to look for any kind of maces that we found to see if there's anything better than what... Oh, okay, yes, and there is. It's on D1, actually. Well, it's a whip of electrocution. I'm going to go get that. And there's Sigmund, just right there. So I'm going to go back down and be like, never mind. You can have it. That is pretty hilarious, though, that I only the single staircase that I chose to go up, Sigmund was like, I am right there. Hello. But to be honest, it's a good reminder that I got lucky, and I don't want that to happen again just for a whip of electrocution. A whip of electrocution, yes, it would be nice, but it's not the end-all be-all. It's more accurate than my mace, but its base damage is really poor. Okay, so I'm going to bring this ice beast up by himself and take him down. There we go. And then let's just bring up this howler monkey and this orc. Alright, so here's another ogre. Oh, and somebody else wants to come in. Ooh, they've got boomerangs though. That's great. Alright, I'm gonna walk over here and I'm just gonna fight this ogre, and I'm going to pick up your boomerang. Now hopefully that turns on all the boomerangs. And there's more of them to gather. Level 9, strength. But look at us. We're level 9, and we have 56 hit points. Again, rather fragile. I'm going to quiver. Man, how did I only get one boomerang out of that deal? That is a shame. Alright, remove curse. Well, a lot of remove curse. Okay. A staff for a spellcaster, which is not me. Alright. This is bad. There's two orc priests on the screen, so I'm just going to run away and try to break line of sight. The staircases that I need are all over here, so that's pretty far away. So I could use my teleport, but that seems pretty ridiculous. So instead, I'm going to just look for obstructions and try to use the walls as much as I can to block the orc priests from seeing me. I'm going to be dragging these enemies with me forever, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, let's just pull up this bullfrog and kill him. Okay, and then I'm going to just stare dance as much as I can right here. Alright, now we can't be... See, now both orc priests are back. I'm actually going to just attack one more time and hope the other orc priest will step up adjacent, and I'm going to pull these two guys up the steps. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull them both up. I'm going to start hitting the priest immediately. He's easier to hit, and he's more threatening. And then now it's just me and this priest. Now he does have a trident, but I welcome him to try to hit me with that instead of his smiting. Two of them at the same time is not what I'm looking for at all. Splitting them up like that is good, even though I had to do something, you know, silly and slightly messy and risky, like run across the entire map. But you have to do things for positioning, and when a situation is untenable, just run if you can. 12 poison darts, huh? Let's get them. I was looking for that. I'm going to quiver these poison darts, and I'm going to drop my stones, and I'm going to drop my scale mail, and this scroll of amnesia, and then there we go. I'm actually going to push the backslash and start making sure that I don't pick up scrolls of amnesia anymore, because I won't need them. And potions of brilliance are certainly a no. Alright, there we go. Got some more darts. Seeing that I've got some darts, I'm going to turn throwing on and just kind of casually try to build up my skills a little bit. All at once, so it's not going to be a super fast affair. I'm going to take this hornet up the steps. Hornets are a serious problem. At least they can't poison me, but they're going to be hard to hit. I don't know about this. I'm going to drink my potion of haste and eventually kill the guy. Now, the reason I used a premium consumable like that is because that guy was red and he was very fast, and I don't want to leave him anywhere. I wasn't going to be able to get away from him easily either, and I knew if I did kill him, I would get a bunch of experience, which I did. So I got, you know, my throwing all the way up to level 1 instantly, and I got my maces and flails up another notch too. So I'm going to go back down. We can now fight this iguana in peace. We are on Dungeon 7, so this is the deepest we will have to go to get to the Ecumenical Temple. Right? Right. So we've had to go a lot deeper than I wanted to, but we'll get there. Alright, so this is a yak. I'm going to just stare dance up. The undead, most of the time, will not be able to follow you up the steps, so this way I can just split them and leave the skeleton behind. Okay, great. Enchant weapon and some yaks. Yaks are like big experience pinatas, especially when you can just stare dance and take them one at a time. They can hit you hard. You have to be careful, but if you can kill them, you get a bunch. I'm going to take this guy up. Oh, well, we have to fight two at once. However, we can just step here and we can put ourselves in some situations where we can just fight one at a time for a second until we get to this spot here, where we will definitely fight one at a time unless the other guy wants to loop around and try to flank us. I just don't see that happening. Okay, so they are getting some hits, but we got them. Good. I really want to find that temple as soon as possible. Wow, enchant weapon and armor. Terrific. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. Identify as well. I'm going to read my scroll of identify. On my potion, it's heal wounds. Whew. Terrific. Nice thing about potions of heal wounds on gargoyles is that they basically, it's like a full heal. At least early on. Okay. Now, I'm going to go Okawaru if I can find him in the temple. I've only seen Wujian so far. I just did Wujian with my previous Hill Orc fighter that died in Zot 5. And Wujian is fun and has some cool stuff. Another potion of haste, by the way. But all in all, I feel that Okawaru is, I like it better. For building out your kit. Just getting those consistent drops. Heroism is also really, really nice, and let's not forget about finesse. So that's, you know, my plan is to try to go Okawaru. I'd prefer it over something like Trog, because for me, I'm looking for defense right now. Like, I want to keep this gargoyle up, and so as many defensive items as I can get is where I'm going. Alright. Here we go. Here's the temple. Oh, and there's a ghost. I'm going to step in the temple. Another wand of digging is pretty funny. Okay, so there is no Okawaru, unfortunately. So we have to make some choices. Like, do I want to just go Zin out of the gate? I was I did plan on going Zen later in the game to deal with mutations, and he's good, but I don't like him so much early in the game. Let me see. The gods that I've seen so far are these. Okay. Well. Rue is funny, but I don't want to make a bunch of sacrifices. I'm going to hold off for a second. I'm going to think about this. I mean, I could go Ashen Zari and just curse myself up and boost my skills. Get a little mapping. But, well, no, I'm not going to. I'm going to leave. This ghost is going to be annoying. I'm going to read my scroll of enchant weapon on my flail. I'm going to eat some food, and I'm going to try to kill this guy before he makes me starving again. There we go. So annoying, but we did it. Okay, let's get this. Let's use, let's read our identify on this scroll, I guess. Read our enchant armor on our shield. Okay. Oh, there's a scarf. Oh, great. That's the perfect scarf to get. I've been getting so many scarves of harm recently that I'm just like, so it's very refreshing to actually get one that is useful. It doesn't have an armor class to it, which is a shame, but plus resist fire and cold is super helpful just for, because the main thing that I want to be doing right now, oh, finally a ring. I'm going to identify it, and it's not a good one. The main thing that I need right now is hit points, and so the amount of damage that I will mitigate from cold and fire attacks by having those 2 pips is not insignificant at all. Here's another ring. All right, let's try again on a ring. Can we get a... No, we can't. All right then. Oh, we got the baker. Did you make me anything, buddy? All right. Another hungry ghost. Well, I guess we just fought the baker for exactly this reason. To get rations, because this guy is going to take all of our food. Well, okay, cool. Ah, here we go. Here's some more gods. Let's see something good. No. Nemelek Zobe is funny. I don't quite understand that god yet, but maybe one day I will. Oh, here's Trog. And Okawaru. Okay. Well, I was about to go Trog. This is really fortunate. It's really, really lucky to find these. Alright, let's do it. Oh, they were all here. Now look at my O. I mean, I've found Almost all of them. No TSO yet, but still getting there. Okay, so that is a huge development, and so, whoa boy. I bet pretty soon we're going to be able to get heroic. All right. I'm going to keep going. Let's poison this elephant. He is red, I'm going to say. I don't know how doable this is going to be. Okay, we got him. Hey, Basilisk is like very, very nice for a gargoyle. You cannot turn me to stone no matter how hard you want. So a lot of your difficulty has been nullified, so you're kind of almost like free experience for me, and I'll take that. Also, there's the lair, which, hey, let's not forget, I am using a mace, so hydras will be much easier. Alright. Looking good, looking good. Okay, let's step back and take this the normal way. Oh boy, two-headed ogre. I don't even know if that's... I honestly don't know if that's even doable. I'm gonna try to get a poison on him. I'm going to go heroic, and I'm going to... Okay. I'm going to try to poison him one more time. I did get a second stack on him. We're just going to try to not... Okay, phew. That could have gone really, really badly, but it went okay. I would have just quaffed that potion if I would have had it. Oh, bees. Alright. Bees are quite annoying. So we'll stand here and just fight them one-on-one. But again, they can't poison us. They're just fast and hard to hit. But we're getting better with our mace. What is this? Polymorph? Okay, cool. How am I with evocations? Ah, that's good. Actually, speaking of that, I'm going to turn off throwing for a moment and turn on invocations just to boost up my ability to use heroism without failing. You don't really need to do hardly anything in invocations to do that, but you do for finesse. And then invocations, as I plan on, if I survive that long, switching to Zen are super important, so not wasted experience at all. What you got here? Magic mapping. Cool. Alright. Okay. I'm down to 5% failure on heroism, which is much better. Oh, cool. Oh, a shop. Tremendous. You know what we need big time are... We have no helmet, gloves, boots, or rings that we're even using, so we have a lot of things that we want. We don't have a super amount of money, but let's just see what's in here. Garbage. Just complete and utter disaster of garbage. We will get the scroll of teleport, which is good. The potion of mutation might be useful later, but for now, that was a huge bust. Oh, I think there was a two-headed ogre in there. And I just auto-fought him into oblivion, so that's quite fortunate. Okay, let's just step back and be reasonable about this. Ooh, ooh, it's disintegration. Very nice. All right. Okay, so I can turn off invocations for the time being. I'm actually going to turn on evocations just a bit. Ooh, wow, there's enchant armor up there. Okay, so I'm going to stand here and fight. I don't have any kind of abilities that would go through all of these guys, unfortunately. Like a javelin or... Oh, we did take on the queen successfully. A wand of acid or something. Okay, this guy being berserk. Yeah, let's just back up. So there's no more berserk bees. When things go berserk on you, you generally don't want to stand there and fight them like I did because it's stupid. You want to just back away until their berserk wears off and they become exhausted and are slowed. And yeah, I think just through sheer attrition, I'm going to lose this battle if I try to just stay here. Of course, I could simply quaff a healing potion or something like that, but I don't see the purpose in that. I'm going to move over here. They're getting hits on me because they're really fast and they're annoying. They're bees. How many scrolls of teleportation do I have? 2. I can go heroic and then just see if this will help me a little bit. The good thing about a spot like this is because they're only one-on-one and they can no longer be berserk, I can control this fight and they aren't doing... I don't have to worry about a bee just doing 20 damage to me out of nowhere. They do a little bit of damage. They do it fast, but there's going to be enough of a warning so that, you know, I can just run away or read a teleport scroll and just stand here. I'm going to go heroic again. The nice thing is I'm regenerating hit points, you know, at a reasonable clip as the turns pass. And so I'm just kind of staying around the same level of hit points. I'm going to go heroic again. Just make sure that we win. All right. And then let's just get our hit points back. And then there's one more guy, which is fine. But whatever. Okay, so... Oh, 2 guys. Oh, 3, 4. Lots of guys. Big... Just a bee party. I mean, it was their hive, so... I can only expect something like that to happen. But we finally won, and we got a whole bunch of food. And we did get a nice enchant armor scroll, which is delightful. I'm going to read this scroll of enchant armor on our shield and take us up to 16. Alright, so let's see if there's anything better here. Well, there's enchant weapon and enchant armor. A potion of heal wounds, terrific. An unidentified wand, which will ID as soon as I pick it up. And an unidentified scroll. There's an artifact longbow, but I'm not going to be using that in any world, so let me just see if I can afford everything that I want here. Yep, I can. I only have 9 gold left, but we got it. Alright, so let me then... Scroll of Immolation... Brand weapon. Sweet. Flail of Electrocution has... That is very, very nice. We will hurt things much more easily now. And so I'm going to actually, in the spirit of that, let's go ahead and enchant this weapon up. And enchant our shield. Oh, we can't enchant our shield anymore. So let's save that for some plate. Wow, there's a lot of shops here. You see that lightning courses through the ogre? Yes, yes, that's because, you know, the brand. Do you have plate? You do. You've got this +2 plate armor of magic resistance. You also have That hood of the assassin is really cool. Not the best for us, but the plate armor of magic resistance is where I would like to go. The artifact plate is no good because you can't enchant it further than just +2, and +2 strength is okay, but not that, wow. So I'm going to put this on my shopping list. Nothing else is attractive, but do you have a good weapon? Whoa! Oh, it's a great mace. That's a darn shame. It's also not that great. Let's see. You've got bolts. The +2 flail of protection, though, is very tempting. I love protection, but I'm okay with my flail as is. I'm looking for a morning star or preferably an evening star. So here we go. Getting into a two-headed ogre and being successful because we have a great skill with our maces. We have electrocution, and we have a nice fully upgraded shield. Evocations are thrumming along okay. But all in all, I could still use, I'm getting some kind of delay here. I don't know if that's server side latency. Ooh, what's in the trove? What do you need? This portal proclaims the superiority of the material over the divine. Those who enter it will find they have lost all favor with their chosen deity. Well, to be honest, I'm only at 3 pips, so I'm going to enter. And it's not like I gain, like Okuwaru is pissed at me. I just reset my piety, which I can build that back up. But the treasure I can get in a trove is insane. So look, right off the bat, there's, an artifact helmet and 2 magical rune scale mail. I'll even look at that. Oh my god. Yeah, this is ridiculous. Okay. Gloves. Yes. Here's plate. That's what I'm talking about. Another artifact helmet. Shiny plate. Ice dragon scales. Meh. And then an artifact pair of boots. Jeez. Okay, so let's go ahead and... I do have enough identification for this. Let's check out the boots. Yes. Amazing. I don't care about dexterity. It will help me. But resist corrosion and +2 boots is a win. A huge win. Alright. It does... actually, let me show you. If I take off these boots... the dex does boost my armor class and shield. So, it's such a huge boost to dex that it helps me in a noticeable way. Alright, so that's good. Let's read another scroll of Identify on these gauntlets. Intelligence +6. Unfortunate, but this is just free stuff. Read a scroll of Identify on the helmet. +2 resist poison. That stinks. Identify this other helmet. It's good for resist. Strength -4 is really a shame. Alright, and then I have one last scroll of Identify for this plate. +3 plate of fire resistance. Why, yes, I will wear that all day. Alright, so look, our armor class is 22. Let me just throw this on. And we're up to 28. And let me then just read my scroll of enchant armor on my +3 plate. And now we have turned into a absolute beast. And I still haven't equipped a helmet or gloves. So let me then say, I'm going to just, for the time being, put on this helmet. So we go to 32 armor class. And then let's just try on some of these gloves. We have plenty of remove curse, so +2 gloves of strength. That's as good as it gets for blue gloves for me. I couldn't be happier. I even want this more than archery. So, wow. This treasure trove has been outstanding. What a great pickup. Okay, so let me just go ahead and drop the chainmail. And then the rune scale mail. These gloves of intelligence. I don't really feel like going spellcaster. I could. You know, it's still on the table. It's possible. Well, you know what then. Let's just drop only these 2 items. I'll drop the rest of the stuff outside of the trove so that if I do want to go get it, I can. The other things, I don't care about those. So it's fine to just drop them in there and lose them forever. Alright. I'll drop this here. I'm going to drop this helmet here too. I already have 2 pips of fire resistance. So, meh. These boots might be, you know, but I don't see myself getting too much better than the boots I have from something that's not an artifact. So I'm going to drop all these boots. Boots of running could be interesting, but resist corrosion right now is a necessary brand. Now look at me in terms of my resists. I still can't see invisible, and I'm not reflecting yet, but everything else, magic resistance blows, but pretty much everything else is really, really good. Alright. Let's go ahead. Oh, okay, so there's Maurice. Alright, so I'm going to step back from Maurice. I'll throw some stuff at him. I'm going to poison him up. Apparently pretty good. Can I disintegrate you, Maurice? What do you think about that? Oh yeah, you don't like it at all. Okay, so let me just try to electrocute you. Okay, so luckily Maurice decided not to go invisible in any way. What is our cloak? Oh, we have the scarf, right? So I will get this +2 cloak for now, in case I want to take off this scarf. But I like the resists. Alright, these are some annoying enemies. Luckily, the electrocution boosts our damage so much, along with the fact that we got our strength up to 26 and we've got better skill. Alright, I'm going to step back here. Let me try to find a nice spot to fight these guys. Oh, where would that be? Oh. Okay. I don't have a great spot. This is fine. Okay, mapping. Alright, we've already got our piety back with Okawaru, so that we can use heroism. Very nice. I'm going to tone down maces and flails now because it's so expensive, and just start distributing a little bit more evenly. Nope. Okay, things are going really, really nicely. Oh, +2 mace of draining. That's a shame. I'm going to try to kill that guy before he drains me. Okay, there we go. We got that. Took care of that. Not like draining is the end of the world, but man, we just annihilated that troll. Alright, so we are on D10, and we have uncovered the lair, which is good. And we could easily go there with our mace and, or our flail rather, and do some nice work. I'm going to go down to D10 here, or D11 I should say, and just see what we can do. Alright, we got level 12. Strength. Unfortunately, we got another intelligence instead of 2 strengths there, but what can you do? Okay, let's step back. And just kill some gnolls. Alright, here's the 2-headed ogre. I'm going to try to get a couple poisons on with my darts, and we did it. Alright. Evocations to 3 is pretty decent right now, so I'm going to turn this off and just continue funneling my experience into my tank abilities. I'm going to step here so this guy doesn't feel any temptation. There we go. I don't want anyone to feel temptation to step onto that alarm trap, because I really don't want the whole floor knowing where I am just yet. Right? Alright. Oh, interesting. This must be the Orcish mines over here, with all that gold and all those orcs, but that's good. There's a very strong possibility that in the Orcish mines we could find a stronger set of armor, but we could also find a stronger mace, like a Morning Star or something like that. Now, we do have this +3 flail of electricity, which is quite good for now, but, ooh, it's a jewelry shop. Remember, we have no rings. Unfortunately, none of these rings are really that good. I have all of these resistances. I don't need wizardry. I'm going to buy this terrible amulet, though, just so it's identified. Oh, and actually, I now have enough money for this, but oops, I don't care anymore. What's your flail? +4 flail. Here's a +2 Morning Star, so I'm going to get this Morning Star, and then what we can do is brand weapon if we get a scroll of brand weapon. Evening Star is better. Wow. Almost all the gods now, just missing 2. No problem. Enchant weapon. I'm going to start saving enchant weapons. Ooh, an ivory ring. +6 ring of dexterity. Well, I'm not even wearing a ring, so we'll put that on. Now, at that point, you saw me, I just put that on, and it did not improve my shields or armor class, so I've already kind of like gotten most of the return there from dexterity by the +6 on, what is it, my boots, but that's okay. Alright, so we got a book, and oh boy, okay, so Here's Erelcha. And the thing about Erelcha that we need to be worried about is, I believe she can banish me. Yeah, she has 40% chance to banish me to the Abyss, which I don't really want to go to the Abyss right now, so I'm just going to go up the steps. And instead, I'm going to go... I thought that was going to be the Orcish Mines back there, but it really wasn't. Let's just go to the lair. Oh, there's a wave of frost pass over me. Well, you know what's interesting is I actually have 1 pip of resist cold, so I'm going to read a scroll of mapping and try to find where the cold place is. So it's either here at this yellow dot or at this yellow dot. So let's just try the closest one. Well, it's not at that one because that's the Abyss. Okay, so hilarious. Yeah, why not? Let's go to the Abyss. I'm going to pick up that ring while I'm just like trailing the entire dungeon behind me. Oh, okay. There it is. I just want to get here for the potential... oh, alright. I might have a hard time actually getting in here because of all the enemies that I trailed around. Alright, I'm gonna just get everyone to go away and go in. Alright. I just read a scroll of fear right there to disperse all the enemies because I didn't want this archway to melt. You never know what kind of treasure you're going to get in a place like this, and it's just an opportunity for a bunch of extra experience as well. So, might as well. If it gets too hard, you can always just leave the way that you came in. Okay, so we got to step back. We are going to have to take out those statues to progress. But the cool thing is, come on now, boy. All right, let me just look at my scrolls. Boy, I don't even have blinking. It's a shame. It really is. All right, so what I need to do then, because I've gotten so low, is I'm going to quaff a potion of Berserk Rage, and then I'm going to kill this thing. And no, I don't want to step in the cloud of vapor. I'm going to move over here, and then I'll move down here. And then from this point, I can rest because the statue can't see me. And so we can just get our hit points back. And then we're okay. It was a little dicey. I should have just done that earlier, but I was just stubbornly thinking I could kill that guy. The problem is my electrocution really does not impress the statue, so I'm not getting any extra damage there. Oh god. Okay, so these are 2 ice dragons. Alright, so let me see if I have a potion of resistance. I do. I will drink that. And then let me see if I have a potion of haste. Good. I'm going to go heroic. And then I'm going to quaff a potion of haste. And then let's just start swinging. Alright, I need to just kind of... There we go. There's 1 down. Alright, so what we have to do is just the next time we get hit, we will probably have to drink a potion of heal wounds. Right, like that. So I'm going to have to actually just quaff this and then keep fighting. There we go. So those were the hard guys in here, which gives us access to the treasure. I had to use, again, a lot of consumables to make that happen, but look what we got. I mean, I don't know how good this amulet is, for example, but Well, it's just strictly better than what I had. I had an Amulet of Guardian Spirit. Now I got this one that gives me Dex +3. Fine. And then I got a couple of rings, and I needed rings. Ring of Flight. Well, I didn't need that one. Let's just try putting on this other one for your Ring of Flight, and it's a Ring of Wizardry. That is a shame. Let's try putting on this one for the Ring of Wizardry. Ring of See Invisible. That's actually useful. And then, okay, so I'm going to drop the Ring of Flight, this Ring of Dexterity, this Cursed Amulet, this Ring of Wizardry, this amulet here. Anything else that we need to drop? We're okay. Now, there's even more stuff over here. I can't fly at will yet, but I do have a potion of flight. I don't know if it's worth trying to go over there. Can I dig through this? Yeah, okay, I can, but it just shows me that there's no land mass to go across there. Alright. Well, I see gold, but I don't want to just get stuck over there and have to, like, use a scroll of teleportation to escape. There's no easy way to do this, unfortunately. I am going to have to walk in the travel excluded area, but just for a second. And then we can go out. Now, most of those enemies, yep, have moved on, mercifully. Let's go up here. I'm going to go heroic and start fighting. There we go. You can see that until, even now, even though I'm getting much stronger overall, the low hit point total makes for, you know, just a little bit more tension as you progress with a gargoyle. But then you can do stuff like that. Alright, do I have a wand of flame? Yes, I do. Here you go. Good night. Alright. Okay. Porcupine. Oak Club. Alright. Spiny. Okay. So I do want to check out this transporter. I'm not going to go in there, most likely. But I just want to see, you know, what I'd be missing. What you got? What you got? You got anything? You have a blinking scroll. And some gold. That's about it. That's not that great. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here then. We've made a huge amount of progress. We're working on the lair. Oh, wait a minute. All of this over here is just blocked by this one cloud plant. So what if I just dig through the wall? Yeah. Okay, so there is another one. So then we just go over here. What if I just dig down here? Like that. And we can just sneak in to whatever this is. Alright, so there's that guy, but then yeah, and we can just kind of get to this artifact short sword, which seems to be the treasure of this whole path. And we don't want that, but we at least got a glimpse at it, and we got some gold. So there we go. Okay. So I'm going to stop here. Thank you everyone so much for checking out this little tournament run of Gargoyle Fighter. I'm sure I'll do a more detailed, in-depth run on Gargoyle Fighter, but hopefully there's a lot to glean and learn from this little foray. And let's see if we can just keep going and get as many runes as we can before this tournament runs out of time. All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Please post any comments that you have or questions in the comments below. And if you haven't subscribed already to the channel, please go ahead and do that for me. I appreciate it. Take care, everyone.